1. Introduction. The call to action. It was a calm afternoon at the Eureka Cal Fire HQ when the alarm sounded. Reports from Fort Jones Forest indicated a massive wildfire spreading faster than anyone had anticipated. I immediately grabbed the radio, calling in units from nearby counties and even reaching out internationally to request specialized crews. The fire wasn't just big, it was unprecedented. 2. Meet Trenton Green, the Eureka High School volunteer. As the team prepared, a young voice called out from the parking lot. "Sir, I want to help. I go to Eureka High School and I need work. Please, I want to fight this fire." I looked at him, sizing him up. Trenton Green was determined, eager, and surprisingly calm for someone his age. He wasn't going to meet the chief yet. He first needed to prove himself. But I could feel the spark in him, the spark that firefighters recognize immediately. 3. Assembling the international crew. I started making calls. Units from all over the world were being mobilized. Canada. Specialized aerial firefighters with water-dropping helicopters. Australia. Experts in bushfire containment and controlled burns. Mexico. Ground crews trained in fast wildfire suppression. Europe. Drone specialists for mapping and fire tracking. Back at HQ, Trenton began meeting the team. I had him go through introductions. 1. Sarah Mitchell, Dispatch Chief, coordinates communication and deployment. 2. Matt Williams, Station Overseer, organizes equipment and crew logistics. 3. Jake Morales, Crew Leader, frontline firefighting, chainsaws, and containment. 4. Ellie Clutch, Firefighter, expert in controlled burns and perimeter safety. 5. Ana Rivera, Drone Specialist, Mexico, provides real-time aerial surveillance. 6. Connor Hughes, Helicopter Pilot, Canada, drops water and fire retardant. 7. Liam Becker, International Strategy Coordinator, Australia, advises on fire behavior and containment strategies. Trenton wrote all their names down, asking questions about what each person did. By the end, he could name the entire team and knew exactly how they contributed. 4. Arrival at Fort Jones Forest. We drove up to the edge of Fort Jones Forest, and the scene was terrifying. Smoke blanketed the sky, flames licked treetops, and the heat was unbearable, even from a distance. Helicopters buzzed above, dropping water in urgent sequences. 5. First encounter with the fire. The ground crew, including Trenton, suited up. I handed him protective gear and explained, "Stay with Jake. Watch, learn, and follow every instruction. This isn't a drill." The fire roared, snapping branches and filling the air with ash. The team worked in unison, creating fire lines, using water hoses, and executing controlled burns to stop the wildfire from spreading further. 6. Strategies and equipment deployment. Connor and his helicopter team coordinated with Liam on the ground. Drones mapped the fire in real time. Matt organized the logistics, ensuring everyone had water, fuel, and rest. Trenton observed carefully, then started helping by carrying equipment and relaying information between teams. 7. Teamwork across borders. The fire wasn't just a battle against flames, it was a test of coordination. Each international team brought unique skills, and everyone had to trust one another. Trenton quickly earned respect by keeping pace, asking questions, and staying focused. 8. Trenton steps up. Mid-afternoon, a section of the fire jumped the line. Jake called out for extra hands. Trenton didn't hesitate. He helped move debris, hold hoses, and assist Ana with drone operations. I watched him and thought, this kid's got what it takes. 9. The turning point. By evening, with the combined effort of international crews, advanced equipment, and Trenton's growing confidence, the fire started to subside. Controlled burns held, water drops were perfectly timed, and the perimeter was stabilized. Exhausted but proud, the team began pulling back, ensuring no flare-ups would occur overnight. 10. Aftermath and reflection. Back at HQ, everyone was tired but accomplished. Trenton received his first debriefing, praised for his courage and willingness to learn. I knew he had a future in firefighting. As for the international crews, they packed up, exchanged contacts, and promised to stay in touch. Fort Jones Forest was scarred, but it was no longer a threat. And a young volunteer from Eureka High School had just taken his first real step into a life of service and bravery. CAL Fire, back at HQ meeting the chief. 1. Returned to HQ. The trucks rolled into Eureka HQ late in the evening. Gear was unloaded, boots stopped clean, and smoke-stained jackets hung up to dry. Trenton, though sore and exhausted, felt alive. I gave him a nod. You did good, but the real work starts here. 2. Meeting the facility boss. Inside the main bay, Mr. Carter, the facility boss, approached. You've got heart, kid, he said. But before you ever earn the title of firefighter, you need to know the team and the system that keeps this place running. Yes, sir, Trenton replied quickly. 3. Trenton meets the crew. Carter walked him around the HQ, introducing the team. Trenton asked for each name and role, determined to remember. Sarah Mitchell, Dispatch Chief, coordinates all calls and radio traffic. Matt Williams, Station Overseer, runs logistics and daily station operations. Jake Morales, Crew Leader, leads ground firefighting teams. Ellie Clutch, Firefighter, specializes in fire lines and controlled burns. Ana Rivera, Drone Specialist, tracks hotspots and fires spread from the sky. Connor Hughes, Helicopter Pilot, handles air support drops. Liam Becker, International Coordinator, works with Global CAL FIRE units. Riley Chung, Firefighter and Medic, provides both suppression and emergency care. Sophia Martinez, Equipment Specialist, maintains pumps, hoses, and gear. Derek Shaw, Safety Officer, enforces crew safety protocols. Maya Patel, Logistics, supplies food, water, and fuel. Trenton shook hands with each, repeating their names out loud until he had them memorized. The crew gave him encouraging smiles. Everyone had been new once. 4. Shadowing and first lessons. Carter had him shadow the team. Trenton tried coiling hoses with Matt, dug a practice fire line with Jake, and even flew a drone briefly with Ana's help. He dropped tools, misaligned trenches, and fumbled radio notes, but he kept trying. Ellie clapped him on the back after a drill. Not bad for a rookie. You've got grit. 5. Mistakes and improvements. By evening, Trenton was worn out but smiling. He'd managed to coil one hose perfectly, dig a clean section of fire line, and even spotted a cracked coupling on a pump. Each mistake turned into a lesson, and the crew noticed his determination. 6. The chief arrives. As Trenton helped Maya unload water cases, the bay doors opened. A silence spread across the room as Chief Shubin Jr., the leader of the entire Eureka facility, stepped inside. "Chief on deck," Carter called. The crew stood straighter. Trenton froze, unsure if he should salute or hide. 7 words from Chief Shubin Jr. The chief's gaze landed on Trenton. "So this is the new worker I've heard about. The one who walked into the Fort Jones fire?" Trenton swallowed. "Yes, sir. My name's Trenton Green. I know I have a lot to learn, but I'll work hard to earn my place here." The chief studied him for a moment, then nodded. "Good. We don't need perfect, we need determined. If you listen, train, and respect this team, you'll become one of us." The crew smiled at Trenton as the chief added, "Welcome to Eureka HQ, son. Your journey starts now." CAL Fire Story, Building the Future. 1. The Chief's Late-Night Vision. After the Fort Jones fire, Chief Shubin Jr. stayed up long after the others had gone to bed. Smoke maps glowed across his desk, dotted with red hunt spots. "We've been winning battles," he thought, "but not the war." He pulled a fresh sheet of paper and sketched a bold plan. A sheriff's fire department, giving firefighters the authority to enforce evacuations and secure roads. A new firehouse large enough to house the whole crew with dorms, a kitchen, and training grounds. His own chief headquarters, with a command room for mapping, drone feeds, and strategy. A garage built directly into the HQ for rapid deployment. He leaned back and whispered, "This will change everything." 2. Morning announcement. At sunrise, the chief called the crew to the yard. The team stood in a loose circle, yawning but attentive. Trenton was there too, eager though still sore from yesterday's work. "I had a vision last night," the chief began. "We are not just building stations anymore, we are building the future. Starting now, Siskiyou County will have its own sheriff's fire department, a new firehouse for all of you to live and train in, and my own chief headquarters to command from." The crew stirred with excitement. Riley Chun muttered, "No more sleeping in cramped bunks? Count me in." Ellie Clutch added with a smirk, "And hot showers that last longer than 5 minutes." The chief grinned. "Yes, even that." 3. Why a sheriff's fire department? Sarah Mitchell raised a hand. "Sir, why is sheriff's office tied to fire?" "Because fire brings chaos," the chief said firmly. "Blocked roads, people refusing to evacuate, confusion. A sheriff's fire department gives us authority to enforce order in the heat of disaster. It means fewer lives lost." Derek Shaw, the safety officer, nodded. "That's the smartest move I've heard all year." 4. Plans for the new firehouse. The chief spread out blueprints on a folding table. "This firehouse will have 2-story dorms, every firefighter with their own bunk, a kitchen and dining hall for the entire crew, fitness and recovery rooms, training yards with practice towers and hose lanes, reinforced storage for gear and hazmat." The crew leaned in close. Jake Morales slapped the table. "Looks like a home to me." 5. The chief's headquarters and command room. Next, the chief unrolled a second set of blueprints. "This will be my HQ command fortress. Inside will be a command room with wall-to-wall screens showing live fire maps and drone feeds, a strategy table for deployment planning, a communications hub linked statewide, and my garage attached directly for rapid response vehicles. Trenton whispered under his breath, "It's like a war base." The chief smiled faintly. "That's because fire is war." 6. Calling the convoy. The chief lifted his radio. "This is Chief Schumann, Jr. of Eureka HQ. I'm calling in the convoy. We break ground today." Static crackled. Then voices replied. "Copy that, Chief. Heavy equipment rolling out. Convoy inbound with supplies. Engineers on their way." 7. Convoy arriving and breaking ground. By midday, the ground shook under the rumble of trucks and bulldozers. The convoy arrived in force. Flatbeds stacked with beams. Excavators chained to trailers, cement mixers, and welding crews ready for action. The crew stood in awe as the convoy rolled in like an army. Trenton whispered, "This is history." Construction began at once. Bulldozers dug foundations, sparks flew as welders set beams, and cranes lifted steel into place. The sheriff's office walls rose first, then the firehouse dorms, and finally the skeleton of the chief's HQ. 8. Crew reactions. As floodlights lit the worksite, the firefighters gathered. Maya Patel leaned against a stack of crates. "Living here together, working here together, it's going to change everything," Riley Chun laughed. "And probably drive us crazy, but in a good way," Jake Morales grinned. "If there's food, hot showers, and gear that works, I'll survive." The crew laughed, but pride shone in their eyes. 9. A new era. The chief climbed onto a crate, his voice booming over the construction noise. "This is more than steel and stone, it's a promise. With this sheriff's fire department, with this firehouse, with this headquarters, no fire, no storm, no disaster will break Siskiyou again." Fists raised in the air. Trenton stood among them, pride swelling in his chest. He wasn't just a kid from Eureka High anymore. He was part of history in the making. The new era of CAL FIRE had begun.